Hello again. In this episode, I'll show you how to trigger sounds through code and also how to hear a sound when you press a button. As you can see, I've already created a sound event and called it landing. If you remember from the previous episode, we couldn't add this sound from animation, but we can do it now in code. I've added 2 audio clips and randomized volume and pitch. I've also created a new audio source, which I link in the sound event. So to trigger the landing event, we need to open the script that controls the character's movement. Firstly, we need to cast our sound manager the exact same way that we did in the sound player script in the previous episode. Then, we need to search the script for the function check for grounded. Obviously, in your game it can have a different name, but the concept is to check if the character is grounded and before it wasn't, so basically it just landed. Then, all we need to write is soundmanager.playSound and the name of the sound event, in our case, landing. Now back into Unity, let's press play and test it. Okay, it works great. Next, I want to show you how we can add a sound when we press a button. I'll trigger the Options button and Back button when you enter the menu. As you can see, I've already created the sound events again to speed up the process. A quick way to find the correct place to add the sounds in case you're working on someone else's project is to play the game, press Escape and go to the menu, and then you can see that the menu scene has appeared. Let's pause the game and find the menu scene. We need to go to Scene and zoom out. So now a quick way to find the right prefab is to just click the Options tab a couple of times and then it unveils the correct prefab. Here it is, UI button inside Options canvas. Now we need to go to the top level prefab and add a new component with a sound player. The 2 names that we want is Options button, which I see I named Option, but okay, and Back button. What we are doing now will not be saved, so we can just copy the component. Again, tap a couple of times and find a component called button, which offers the public function onClick, which basically says when you click the button, some function is triggered. Let's add a new object and add the top level prefab where it says none. This now gives us the option to call all the functions from all the components of that prefab. We need to find our sound player and then the play sound function, which takes a string, the name of our sound event. Now, onto the Back button, let's find the prefab that contains the button component. Press the plus button to add a new one, insert the top-level prefab in the empty object slot, and find the play sound function from the sound player and write its name. Now let's unpause and play the game. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, Options button works great. Back button as well. Perfect, so now when we stop the game, we have unfortunately lost these changes. I just wanted to show you a trick how to quickly find the appropriate prefabs. Now that you know the correct names, just go to the Assets folder and just search for them. For example, Options Canvas, which is the top-level prefab. Perfect. So this is the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.